Alright, we're going to do a quick rig tip on wings, like bird wings. Okay, so here's the issue. I posted on Twitter that I was having trouble with a wing rig, and I wanted to explain to anyone that was modeling wings or rigging wings what to do. So let's start with, where do you go when you have to build a wing for a character or a bird or whatever you're going to build a wing for? Let's try Google bird wing anatomy. Alright, so if you go here, you get a great set of pictures, not only of feather types, but wing, primary, where the wrist feathers are, where the joints are, how the bones should fold, everything you would need to know as either a rigging TD or a modeler to inform you of the best way to build a wing. Okay, so most of the time, like here's a great example, they show you primary covers the layering or stacking of the feathers, the clustering and the grouping of the feathers. There's some really good colored pictures here that show you how kind of how they're grouped, and for texturing this would be great reference as well. How the bones are laid out, how the muscles flow on the bird wing. There's a good picture. So start here, right? And that's going to give you a great reference to make everything easier about setting up a wing. Now the next part is how you actually go about modeling this. So if we look at the incorrect way to do it, we see that from the front, this character's wing has, it looks fine. It looks like a natural pose. We may or may not have, feathers that are laid out correctly. They might just be placed randomly across this surface of the wing. We have an overall shape here that is a wing shape, and that looks fine. The shape is fine. But when you look from the top view, here's where we see the problem. You can see that the model comes out of the character and is pre-swooped and comes up and has all this predefined sculpted shape into it. And that means that if you stacked your feathers to collapse nicely, then left it off axis, now none of these are going to rig easily or skin nicely. They're not going to collapse or deform well, and it's just going to cause so much extra work that shouldn't have to happen, because you wouldn't want to deliver a model pre-sculpted. Now, if we talk about building, depending on how it attaches to whatever you're building, there are many ways to build a wing, like straight back, for example, where you could still keep it on a plane. So it really doesn't matter which angle it's coming off of the character. You want to make sure that the way it attaches to the surface looks natural and flows nicely. And then you want the rest of the wing to be flat. Okay, so please don't build it in a pattern from the top view that makes it impossible to collapse or deform and make it hard to work with. Because a shape that is going to end up in the wing as it's animated should be defined by the animator. You shouldn't have the model dictating what the shape is, and then animation and rigging having to fight it the rest of the time. The model should be neutral, and also if there's an underlying mesh, you should build the edge flow so that the vertices can collapse and expand, and not have some kind of weird grid pattern. Square boxes for topology, really, it just doesn't work for something that needs to be like a fan. So anyway, hopefully that helps give you some ideas on how to rig up a wing. And as always, natural, human, bird, whatever it is, anatomy is going to be your best place to start. And that way you can layer everything and make it nice and even, and make it riggable, and everyone will be happy, and you will save a lot of time in your pipeline. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that rig tip. Thanks.